Howdy peeps, Bitsu here, and welcome to the next installment of BitszuCraft. I think, maybe, we might have to give this a different name, because today we are going to be playing on the server. Yeah, I've got a plan now to have Tuesdays kind of be broken up and not just be the single player all the dang time. So Tuesdays will be either the single player world that I'm on, or the server here, we're playing with other folks, or having the odd tutorial come out on a Tuesday. So yeah, Tuesdays will be a little bit sporadic and a little bit goofy, but it'll be all Bitsu. Anyhoozle, let's get to her. Today the plan is to start piecing out the area for the spawn town here on the server. Yeah, I figured rather than spend a bunch of time working on my own base off yonder out in the middle of nowhere, I might as well get started on getting the spawn town up and running, and I've got a plan. Guys. I've got a really, really cool idea. I really hope it works. So, let's get to her, and I will talk you through what the heck I am planning. So, yeah. It's, ooh. Wow, this field of view looks weird, doesn't it? Let's change that out. Come on, there we go. Dunsky, back to Gameski. Sweet, that's much better. Okay, so this here is the existing village, which is right next to spawn, because that, if you remember over there, that little lump, that's the crap shack. That right there represents where you spawn in when you first spawn into this world. So the plan is to have that kind of in a central courtyard in the middle of spawn town, so everyone spawns right smack in the center of town. And I have a plan. Yes. I want to build like a big city here, but I want to wall it off completely. And the fun thing is, I want the wall to actually have a purpose other than just looking pretty. I'm planning on putting towers on the corners, and then like maybe a tower in the midpoint on each spot, and maybe one on either side of like a grand gateway. But have each of the towers actually be an iron golem farm, and have the walls themselves be wide enough that they work as a water stream that pushes all of the golems to one central killing area. That is going to be a huge task. So first order of business is I'm going to just pace out from the edge of the existing village here about maybe 70 blocks or so, just to be sure that we're good and far away from it. And I don't want to do this at the minimum distance, because I kind of like the idea of this feeling like kind of like a little farming community that's just outside of the city. And yeah, maybe from right about here-ish or so, and we'll just pace out like 70 blocks, and then we'll just start, I've got an inventory full of cobble. We'll just start slapping around a perimeter, and once I've got that kind of roughly where I think I want it, I can sort of pace out how far apart the towers need to be, and then I can use that as like a way to kind of reference where the corners are going to be, and then therefore the central points and all that kind of business. I realized I goofed up. I don't know why I was pacing this out from kind of that point. If I'm planning on having this as the center, and I want it to be big enough in all directions to have like one on each corner plus one in the center, that means from this point here, in that direction, we have to go at least the 64, and in that direction at least the 64. That way the two on either end can be fine, and then we can have the one on the center as well. So I gotta kind of count this off again, but I'll just do that off camera. I'll pace out where the perimeters of this need to be, and then I will start slapping walls down like this and finish clearing out all these trees and all that business. The only cruddy thing is, that means that this wall here is not, I won't be able to move this one. I guess this won't be able to be exact center inside of the walled area if I want it to be that big, because like looking at this isn't quite a big enough space to like fit like a working city in, and this tiny little space wouldn't warrant having like this giant wall around it either. So I'm going to, go back to the drawing board. I think I'll still use this as the extreme in this direction, but then from that point on, I'm going to pace it out to, I guess each wall needs to be, pretty dang long. Like, like, oh, I don't know, 140 blocks, I guess. Because if I'm doing them 70 apart, it might even be a good idea to just pace that out to like 150 or something, just to have a nice even number. But yeah, I'll get that paced out, and well, since this isn't going to be centered anyway, there's nothing saying that I can't have this be 150 long and then this be like, say, or maybe, no, there we go. I can have along this side be 150 long, and then I can have this go out further in that direction and make it like 200 and something. I guess I'd have to do it in blocks of 70 to make sure that the towers will be far enough apart. But yeah, then we can incorporate some of this area as well. Cool, let's do that. All right, I'll see you guys in a little bit. Oh my goodness, guys. Wowzers, that took a lot longer than I was anticipating. But here, let's get up there and take a peek at what this whole mess is going to look like. This area is freaking massive. So what I did was I cleared out all of the trees, except apparently I missed one block of wood there, so we got a floater. And I just kind of arbitrarily chose one of the levels here as going to be... Oh, geez, I'm starving to death. Wow, down to 1 heart. I should probably get myself some foods. Anyhoozle, as I was saying, I picked one level to be kind of like the central point, and like this was kind of a hilly area with a couple of low spots here and there and crap like that. So I chose this level here to be kind of the main level, and the level 1 higher than this I mowed down, and the level 1 lower than this I filled in, and then everything in between I just made one level closer to this. So if it was, you know, 3 deep, it's now 2 deep. If it was 2 deep, it's now 1 deep kind of deal. And do I have any food in? Nope. Eggs and wood and crud. What's in here? Nothing. And I got like a crap ton of stuff out of the deal. And there we go. Some raw chicken. All this wood. Holy crow. And I've been making a bunch of... Here, let's fast forward that. Nope. Come on. I want to cook my chickens. Made just a little smelting system here just to get a mess of charcoal, because I've also, as you can see, lit up the area with torches. And it's nighttime coming. Crumb. I guess we'll be able to see whether or not this is actually lit up well enough that we're not going to have any mobs spawning in here. Okay, good. I thought I had more torches somewhere. But now that this area is kind of leveled out a little bit and cordoned off, I just need to build up the wall, decide where the heck I'm going to have a couple of gateways, probably one here that leads to the village, and another one, oh, I don't know, maybe on this side as well. And we can start collectively, like each of us can kind of pick out a plot and just start building like shops and different things in here, but the main focus for the next little while is going to be at each corner and at the midpoints. I am going to be putting in, hello, towers that are in fact iron farms. So let's get at least one of those in place, and yeah, it looks like we're relatively mob proof. Might too just be because I'm standing here, but whatever. So let's see if that chicken is done cooking. Eat us some supper, and then I'll get started on getting at least one of these towers in, just so you've got an idea as to what the heck it is I'm even talking about. And yes, chicken. Nom 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 nom. And then eventually, you know, I'll just kind of slowly chip away at this until I get the whole area put into place, and then, yeah, Bob's your uncle. We'll have iron for days. Cool beans. I'll see you guys once I get one of these towers put in. Let's choose, let's do this corner over here because it's pretty much wide open. Excellent. Okay, I'll get some supplies together and I'll get my butt over there. There we go. Gonna need a crud load of cobble. Oh, and you know what else we're gonna probably need? A butt ton of glass. Let's maybe do two. Oh, come on. Hit the right button, buddy. There we go. 2 stacks of sand into glass. And I think if we do this, it should take from the first slot, shouldn't it? Bloop. No. There we go. Man, oh man. Alright, there we go. So here we are in the corner. And I'm going to guess that in order to make the maneuvering of the iron golems that much easier, we're going to want to have the like water chutes that they're running down at least 2 wide. So I'll start off by kind of getting that sort of blocked out a little bit. And then we'll just build up. Now I'm not totally sure how high this should go before I branch it out, because the top of it's going to be fairly big around, so I think I'm going to want it to be high enough at least to make it look, you know, a little bit less goofy that it's going to be so big. Come on, there we go. Maybe a couple more. Sure, why not? Let's try this height out. And if that is the central area, then we'll come out straight from here. Cool, cool, cool. And this is a pretty standard style iron farm. I'm just going to build this out until it's a big flat platform, and then have it flush water towards the center. And if you've been watching my single player world, I figured out a way to kind of simplify things a little bit, and I've got the villagers kind of tucked away inside of it, in the center of it, to register the village, and that seems to help it out a little bit. It prevents it from having to have like pods on the outside of it containing villagers. But let's get this down first. So water travels, what is it, 8? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's how big the platform's going to be. I'll just build that out into a big cube, and then I'll go up by 3 and I'll build another one, and then I'll have little walls around the edges of them flushing water towards the center, and a mess load of doors. You've seen this a dozen times, so let me just get this slapped into place, and I'll get back to you. See y'all in a tick. Okay, change of plans. This is just way too stinking big, way too blocky. I think the height's about right, but considering we're gonna have like, oh geez, how many of these? Well, there's 1 in each corner, so there's 4, and then there's 2 on that central point, so that's 6, and I think this was long enough to have 2 on each, so that's another 4. Wow. 10 iron farms all told. So they don't need to be like full size. I can shave this down by like half, and we'll still be getting buckets and buckets and buckets of iron. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do that, which is a good thing because I just ran out of cobblestone too. I didn't even have enough to finish the tower. There's big holes and crud in it. But I'm gonna shave this down some, try and reshape it, and see what I can't come up with. Yeah, see y'all in a little bit, I guess. Much better. Rounded it off some. Built the main portion on a circle that is 14 wide, and then just decided to take it out by 2 on the top. And we're full of mobs underneath because of the shadows. And rather than just have this little stupid kind of square pillar up the center, I'm thinking I'll just do the same thing again, but have it taper in by another 1 or 2, and then have a nice rounded tower on either side. And along the top we can do like 1 slab, 2 slab, 1 slab, 2 slab, and make it look like battlements as well. And yeah, I think that is going to look pretty sweet, especially once there's a bunch of them kind of ringing this thing, and then bring the wall up to about this height here, and maybe have it dip in the centers or something, like between the towers. And yeah, this is going to look pretty dope. So, I guess time to get back at its skelly butt in there. You get out of my construction yard. This is a hard hat required zone. Where's your PPE, buddy? Anyhoozle, I will get the rest of that put in place, and I guess I'll tear these trees down to get them out of the way, and we can take a look at what the completed shape of one of these towers is going to look like. I know it's a cobblestone monstrosity right now, but I'm just using those as like a placeholder for the time being. It's not going to remain that way. That's just to get the basic shape down. And then I'll go around and I'll probably end up replacing a good chunk of them with like andesite and smooth stone and the odd stone brick and all that kind of business. And have just kind of a little bit of everything stony in there. Oh, come on. Apparently I can't shoot. Oh, there we go. Shoot through the gap. Woo! Thread the needle. Anyway, and have a whole bunch of different textures in here, just so it's not this just big kind of all sameness. But that being said, let me get that shape into place, and then I'll get back to you. Huh. Well, that worked out perfectly. I didn't even consider that when I chose this size, but if you've got a water source in each corner of these flat portions, it all flows perfectly towards the middle. And underneath the second layer, since it's a little bit smaller, it's a little bit further, so I put signs up on the inside of the I guess drop chute, and then signs on top of the signs, just to allow the golems and such to fall through there. Now, how the heck am I gonna send for the oh geez. Oh good, water right below. I'll just dive straight down. And then I'll climb up inside of this and show you the inner workings of this sucker. Alright, see you guys in a tick. Alright, and here's that central shaft from the underside. The difference, and the main difference between my design here and the standard kind of iron farm that's out there, is that most of them will have you ring this whole thing with doors, and it kind of necessitates that you make that kind of be part of the aesthetics of the build. Mine here, as long as your doors are facing this central shaft that is exposed to sunlight, Bob is your uncle. So, off of this central line, I'm going to have a line of doors here, and here, and here, and here, and then this will be classified as our village, as long as we can somehow manage to get a couple of villagers up here. So I'm just going to kind of seal this off. You know, I don't even think I need to do that. Yeah. The rules for which doors are classified as livable buildings in a village is as long as there's more sunlight on one side of it than there is blocked ceiling, it counts as a house. So, I made myself up a mess of doors here. I'm just going to slap them in place. What the hey? Now, is that... No, that's going to be on this side. Crumb. I kind of want these actually right up against the shaft, just to help prevent anything from kind of getting down in here. There we go. Uno. A 2-0. And I don't recall how many doors you want, but I know that even just a minimum of like 2 or 3 on each of these lines will be enough for this thing to pump iron. So let's just get a handful in place. And I think too, when it comes to the production of iron golems, it actually depends on how many villagers you have in place as well. So, oh, what the hey, I've got one more. Let's use it. Are these all even? Yeah, these are all even. Plop. There we go. Cool. So this now counts as a village. And as long as we get at least 2 villagers in here and chuck them some food, they will breed themselves up to the number that is required to get this thing up and running. Now, how am I going to get out of here? Let's do that. Why the heck not? Close the door, grab the water, and plummet! Cool, cool. So that is that. And there's plenty of extra space inside here, so I don't know if what I could utilize, like this little gap here and this sort of semicircle around the outer edge for. But I think that from this point down, I'm probably going to just encase this in glass so we can actually get in here and take a peek at them as they're falling. And I'll probably just, I don't know, have a staircase that leads up to the villager platform up here. But let's get outside and take a peek at what the exterior of this is looking like shape-wise, now that I've got it all in place. But, yeah, that's gonna work. That's gonna look pretty awesome. It's it's gonna be drippy, but I'm fine with that. And yeah, I think that's a pretty good height for the walls too. I just might want to bring the wall up one more block, just so it's not looking like it's right in the center of this. I don't know. But there we go. There's one sort of mostly in place. Now the trick is going to be to get some villagers up in there, which hopefully won't be too difficult. And then just to repeat this another way too dang many times. Alrighty, well, I think that is a pretty good start. But unfortunately, I am running out of time to record here today, so at this point, I'm going to say toodly pipski, but as always, if you like what you see, go ahead and smack that like button, and if you want to see more, go ahead and subscribe. Any comments, suggestions, or even if you just want to say hi, go ahead and leave some comments down below. And remember folks, we need a name for this. If this is going to be a secondary series on the server here, we need to have it be called something. Anyhoozle, I will see you next time. Bye!